Okay, so I had chapter 6 of Egyptian Oedipus, the novel we read, and this chapter kind of goes into the limits of the censorship and things of that nature when Kircher was writing his novel. And so the first part of the chapter is about all the problems he encountered because as a Jesuit author, he was required to submit his manuscript to a kind of a board of revisers, and so they would make certain revisions to make sure the book was, congruent with the Christian faith, and there weren't any new radical ideas being put out into the public. And so he had got a lot of advice back about how many revisions he needed to make, and he didn't really want to make any of these revisions as he was dead set on what he wanted to get across. And so although there's this type of censorship, there's a limit to it because they can't make him obey their rules. And so then the second part of the chapter kind of goes on to tell how Kircher got away with not censoring his novel. And so the point of his book is kind of to get across pagan religions and ancient magic in a manner that is acceptable to the public. And so since obviously you can't print those types of texts on their own in that day and age, he kind of put smaller excerpts into a larger work and then analyzed them within that novel. And so that's how he kind of got away with his little excerpts of magic and things like that. And then secondly, they talked about how to read a book of this nature and to look for little things like when the author wavers and, when he's inconsistent is sometimes when there might be something new that's not common knowledge. And so basically from his response to censorship advice, you can tell how his novel was kind of shaped. And so you could tell he would accommodate judgments of like when he was kind of doing unorthodox beliefs and practices, and you could tell that he would censor those, but he wouldn't adjust to the advice of the things that he may have just discovered based on his hieroglyphs. And he does this because it would strip him of the apparatus he would need to sort of carry out his agenda of uncovering a sort of obscure past he thought from his hieroglyphic interpretations.